My name is Josh Thomas with Michael Blanc. I'm here with Oleg Shalumov, who closed a 20-unit deal near Birmingham, Alabama. Hello, Oleg.
Hi. How are you, Josh?
Doing great. Thanks so much for being here. We wanted to break down and talk about the journey that it took you to get here to this closed deal, because it was kind of a bumpy ride, right?
Yeah, I agree. It actually was very bumpy. There's a lot of stuff happening in the multifamily or in the country with COVID and everything. Yeah, it was a very bumpy ride. But I knew I'm going to get to it, and I knew I'm going to close the first property, and I know I'm going to close the second and the third. So I'm looking forward to it, and I've been enjoying it so far.
Yeah. So talk to me. You originally joined our mentorship program, but it was a couple of years ago before COVID, and you were making some progress. COVID happened and slowed you down. Talk to me about what happened next and how did you pick the pieces back up to ultimately get the deal closed?
Right. I mean, first of all, yeah, I joined the Michael Blank's program, which actually I'm very thankful for. I really appreciate for Michael to building this program and giving us people who are interested in multifamily an opportunity to learn about it, communicate with each other, because there's a lot of people on Slack who are doing the same thing and sharing their experience. And what I found very useful that they're helping each other. So it's also very good and for us, for people who join the program. So I really appreciate that. So I started the program. I was learning. I mean, of course, I knew what multifamily is, how to rent an apartment. Before joining, I used to have a couple of units myself. Like I used to house hack, live in one unit and rent the second unit. We understood how it works, and I knew that's something I would be interested in doing down the road after I graduated from college and did computer science and what I was interested on. But I knew the future would be for me into multifamily, because I knew that this country is providing that opportunity to the people, and it's helping you to grow. So basically, once I joined the program, I was learning with Josh Sterling, who very knowledgeable coach. He's actually a property manager itself, so his knowledge level was tremendous, especially how to analyze a property with SDA, which I feel I really doing a good job with. And he gave me a lot of information that was useful for me to put as a fundamental for my learning forward. We even had one property under contract at the time in the Cincinnati, Ohio, which unfortunately didn't close. There was the inspection didn't go as I was planning, and there was some work needed to be done on the property, and the seller didn't want to do it, so I had to back out of the deal.
And sometimes we just need to be willing to walk away from the deal, because that's the best decision for you and for your investors. And that's one of the things that we have to kind of keep in mind, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just part of the learning process. I mean, sometimes the best step is not to make a deal, as you said. So it's kind of part of the learning process, I would say. And I think I did a good job. I did the right choice by not going into the deal. But interestingly, right before the COVID, then what happened is I closed another property in Alabama, in the same area where my current property is. Well, I didn't close. I apologize. I put it under contract, and it happened right before COVID. And we already agreed on the closing date and everything. We even had an agency loan signed and everything. But unfortunately, COVID happened, and a lot of tenants stopped paying the property. And the agency loan could not go through because they required, I believe, 90% of tenants to pay the rents. So the deal basically fell apart. We tried other ways to kind of make the deal work, but unfortunately the numbers then didn't work for us, for investors, and we had to back off the deal. During the COVID, it was a little bit slow for me, but eventually, actually, I would say I was lucky that I was able to find this property and at least close it on it.
And so, talk to me. It was a long time coming. Then you had a deal under contract and it fell apart. You had another deal under contract and it fell apart, or you had to walk away. I mean, either way, it was better that you didn't get into those deals. So you finally find the one. Talk to me about finding the one that you ultimately closed, and what was that like, and how did you get it done?
Right. I mean, on a program, we have a lot of students who are successful, and we hear their stories. You know, they're commenting that they talk to the broker, and they build a relationship with a broker, which kind of sounds nice, but you don't kind of feel. I mean, I don't see how that would happen, and a lot of people don't understand it until it actually happened to them. So for me, it was a story actually creating a relationship with a broker that helped me with this deal. The broker who were trying to close a 40 units deal in Alabama right before COVID, and when it didn't work, was able to find this 20 units. I kept the relationship with him. It was very helpful that when we visited that 40 units deal, pre-COVID deal, I flew to Alabama, but on the way to Alabama, I stopped in Atlanta. That's where the broker is located. I stopped by there. I met with him face to face. We had the conversation, and from there I actually drove to Alabama. It's not a long drive; it's under an hour, and we visited the property. We reviewed the property, etc. We did the inspection and everything. But even so, the deal didn't work through. He tried to ask me for different information on the property. He asked me if it's possible to borrow the environmental report, and that the seller even willing to sell it, as he found another deal who was doing, I believe, a bridge loan. I was okay to share the information, but we built a good relationship with the broker, and as a result, broker actually gave me a couple of more deals. I mean, this deal that we closed was not the only deal. He gave me a few more off-market deals, which actually didn't work for me before, because either number didn't work or the price we couldn't agree.
But taking that extra effort to go and meet the broker face to face, ultimately is what you needed in order to get the deal that you got. So actually, just going the extra mile, taking that extra step, really made the difference for you in this case.
Right, and as I said before, I didn't think it would have been a big deal if you meet with a broker or not. But as I heard a lot of people saying that would be very helpful, I said, you know what, I'm gonna make that deal. Instead of flying directly to Alabama, why don't I fly to Atlanta, meet with a person, see, talk to him, tell him about me, find out about him, build some kind of relationship, and that really helped, I believe, for me to make this deal and maybe make more deals with a broker, because I really like the way he's presenting the properties, and the way they, like other brokers who calculate and put very low expenses on the properties. This broker always, very close to what I would analyze, the way I would analyze the property. And, that's where I feel like we clicked with him, and, we maybe liked each other or felt comfortable with each other, working with each other. So I think, yes, that you're right, that's extra step does help. So if, there are other students who hesitating, I would say, make the next step. You never know if it's going to help you or not, but, don't take away the chance for yourself.
If you really think about it, that extra step took some extra effort on your part. And most people just aren't going to make that extra effort. And so if you just put in a little bit more effort than everybody else, you're going to stand out. And that's really what happened here. You took the time and the extra expense to go ahead and fly into Atlanta, meet the person face to face, meet the broker. And I would say probably no one else did that. Probably not a single person did that. And that really made an impression. And now you have a colleague who is in your corner, who is sending you deals that you could potentially purchase in the future. And so tell me a little bit about you did a joint venture with this property. So it wasn't a syndication. You didn't bring all the money yourself, but you found some other people. And so tell me a little bit about the importance of building and crafting that network, and how that helped you get the result.
Well, to tell you the truth, Slack is very powerful chat or systems that I believe Michael Blank built, and I think it's very powerful from the sense for the students. I mean, knowing how hard it is for me to build, to get the first deal under my belt, I thought I would see if maybe some other students I can help them by joining on the deal with me. I mean, I could have probably closed the deal myself. I had the financing, but I thought maybe I'll give opportunity. I tried. One person agreed from the Slack to join me. I don't know if it was her first deal or not, but she expressed interest and agreed to join. And I hope it's going to be a useful experience for her. But another joint venture was my friend or my relative who joined on the deal. But I agree. This is very, very important to. I mean, the next step for me, 2000 truths, like raising money is one of the weakest part of my knowledge, so to speak, and I'm working on that, and I'm hoping to at some point excel in it. But at this point, it's something I'm kind of not very strong at the moment. Yeah. So that's why I thought especially when you don't feel comfortable, you don't have any deals under your belt, I would think if there's somebody else on the Slack who would like to kind of get that small push that may help them. I know it's not the deals that they're going to be doing by themselves, but it's always better when 2 or 3 people join together and do the deal. It's always easier, so to speak. So that was the main reason I thought that that would be great if somebody can join me.
So Oleg, what's next on the horizon? Now that you've closed this deal, you've fulfilled the law of the first deal. How has that changed your momentum and your opportunities, and what does it look like going forward?
Yeah, it's always. I always think this is something mental. So as I was working on this deal, it took some time from finding the deal until closing. I already was able to participate as a limited partnership and 93 units in Tennessee. I also was able to raise money as a GP on another deal by I don't know if she's a student as well, but she presented the deal, 24 units in Aragon, and I joined on that deal as well as a GP. So it kind of start coming up together and start building. So I think it's more of a mental barrier that you have to jump over. And when you feel that you did one deal and you feel more confident, I'm analyzing much more deals right now. I get a lot of deals from different brokers. I mean, some brokers reaching out to me saying, "Oh, we know you closed the deal in Alabama. We may have more deals in that region or some other region where you're looking for. Please let me know what you're looking for." Right. So, I mean, I wasn't even sure how did they find out about it because I didn't. I wasn't published anywhere, or it was probably my first interview.
It just kind of happens.
Right. How does it know? But I guess brokers have their own sources where they, find out. But I mean, I get more information. We were very close to sign an LOI on another off-market deal, but it didn't go through. Again, I'm working with another student from coaching program. We there's more and more opportunities starting coming up. And I guess the more you be interested, the more you talk, the more you analyze, the more you communicate with the students or with the brokers, the more flow you're going to see your way. And that's what I believe my next step is. So I closed the 20 unit deals. I'm looking for something between 60 to 90 units as a next step to me. I'm trying to build. I'm trying to talk more to other students, or not only other students. As I said, my weakest part is talking to investors, bringing investors, or syndicating deals. So that's what I'm kind of working on. I'm reaching out to my network to see who would be interested or not. That's basically where I am right now. That's my next step, and that's my short-term and the long-term plan. So short-term would be get more investors interested in syndications and joining with me. And the long-term would be to close something around 60 to 90 units in the deal, basically.
Excellent. Well, you've got the momentum here. COVID is in its waning days, we hope. And so should be clear skies for you ahead. Oleg Shalu, thank you very much for being here, closing a 20-unit deal near Birmingham, Alabama. Congratulations on your success, Oleg.
Thank you, Josh. It's not only my success, I think it's success of the program as well. And again, I would like to thank Mike and everybody who's working with him for building this platform for us, for students, and giving us opportunity to use it and grow with it.
Excellent. So, hey, for anyone who has questions, you can go to themichaelblanc.com/mentor, fill out an application if you're interested in having a conversation, probably with me, about the mentorship program. And we'll be happy to talk through it with you to find out if it's a good fit for you or not. All right. Until next time, thanks, everybody.